You may love to nurse a drink at the end of a hectic day, but do you know how much you can store at your home? The answer depends where you live. In Delhi, under the Delhi Excise Act 2009, you can keep a lot of liquor. To understand more on this and how much is too much, we have with us Samanvaya Rautre. She's a legal editor for the Economic Times, and she'll tell us more about the funny, the weird, and some of the interesting aspects of our law. Thanks, Samanvaya, for joining us.
Thank you.
So how much is too much according to the laws that are written? Does it depend on the state, or it's same across the country?
No, actually, it isn't the same across the country. It depends on where you live, whether you live in Delhi, whether you live in UP or Bihar. In Delhi, for example, if you are an adult, that is, you're above 25, you can keep 9 liters of whiskey, vodka, gin, rum, and another additional 18 liters of beer, wine, and alcopop, like a breezer, all these flavored drinks which have very less alcohol. So that is quite a hefty amount for one individual. It's actually coming to 27 liters of liquor without license. You can keep it home.
In the family of 4. So if they're like 20, they're about 25. So
multiply it by 4. So that's 100 liters. But this is the interpretation that the Delhi High Court recently gave to the law, the Delhi excise law. It seems a bit irrational, because what will an average family of 4 do with 100 liters of liquor? It's impossible to think of it unless one is having a party, but that's how the law is. Now the Delhi High Court has said that this is the amount that you can keep.
So what happens in states like Bihar? Are they not allowed to keep at all? I think they are not. And in Gujarat, where these are the states where there is a liquor prohibition.
Yes, prohibition laws are very weird in India. You know, they usually leave out the foreign liquor, the high-end liquor out of the scope of the law. The presumption here is that the poor people will get drunk and beat up the wives and not give them their income to spend. So the children and the wife suffer. So that is a presumption of the law. For example, the Bihar prohibition law has a huge support in the rural belt among the women, because the women face the wrath of the men who come home drunk every night. But so the law says only country liquor is banned in Bihar. They would have to be priced. There are pricing segments which basically say that the high-end liquor, that is anything priced above 1,000 and 700, is all fine. Maybe in Bihar, the law has not been tested because there are not enough 5 stars or enough pubs or even enough bars. And then only if somebody applies for a license, I'm sure they will get it. But if they apply for country liquor license, you may not get it at all, because the law specifically says country liquor.
We have heard many news stories that how this has created a big problem in Bihar. There are many people who have been behind bars. Has it created some kind of a big problem, and it has actually kind of put poor people more in a problem than what it was meant to be?
Yes, actually, because the law is very wide. First thing it says, you cannot drink, you cannot store, you cannot transport, you cannot make country liquor. So the entire process, the chain as it were, has been illegalized. So everything is illegal. You drink country liquor, you go behind bars. You transport country liquor, your vehicle is found with country liquor, you go to jail. And what they have done is, under this law, which came into effect in 2016, they basically made it impossible to get bail. So all these poor people are now landing up in jail and waiting for a duty magistrate to release them. And that never comes, because Bihar has created special courts, some 74 of them. Even then, those are not adequate. Chief Justice Ramana, in fact, recently said that, how states are bringing in laws without judging how it is going to impact the courts. At least half of the Bihar, the Patna High Court, that is just examining bail matters related to this prohibition law.
So you think bail is not allowed? So, but they're looking
bail is at the discretion of the court. But courts in our country are overloaded with work. So by the time the turn of a person to for his bail application to be heard comes, it's 1 year, 2 years. So not only are the courts overcrowded, the jails are also overcrowded.
So yes. Has there been any changes recently where they are trying to look at these and take out the lacunae?
Yes, yes, yes. Chief Justice Ramana was very critical of the state. There was another bench headed by Justice Kaul, which was equally very harsh on the state. The state was forced recently to amend some of these provisions to say that, you know, you can pay a fine and get bail. Earlier there was there was no such provision. They introduced this provision, and they've diluted several features. And the earlier law said that even if you're a first-time offender, you will still be arrested and you have to apply for bail and come out. Now they said that first-time offenders will give fines and come out. So all these things are yet to pan out. The changes have just been brought in. So we don't know how long it will take for the jails of Bihar and the courts of Bihar to become less crowded with prohibition case. Another big problem of this banning country liquor has been it has forced the producers to go underground. So they are still making illegal spurious liquor. As a result, you will see more cases of people dying of drinking spurious liquor. So that has also forced the state to rethink besides the revenue component. So morally, you could say that it is bad for a man to spend all his income on thara and not give his wife any money to look after the child. That apart, that is where the Bihar chief minister is raking in votes in the rural belt. And therefore, he has justified the law. But overall, prohibition laws don't work. They drive the entire liquor business underground. The state loses valuable revenue. And world over, it has not worked anyway. So most countries have now come around to the view that let's sell liquor openly. And we, of course, have had debates on allowing it to be sold openly in malls, five-star malls. But there again, the government policies are based on discrimination in the sense that they want the high-end liquor to be sold openly in the malls. There's no talk of allowing the country liquor to be sold in malls. Those will never be sold in malls, I guess. So, and also this lockdown prompted a lot of debate on this because everybody was denied liquor. So everybody went crazy. So there was a lot of rethink among liquor manufacturers also to how to get it home. So many have experimented with home delivery, token system, and because liquor shops were just overcrowded the few days they were open.
Exactly.
The Delhi excise policy was expected to narrow the gap between prices in Delhi. Otherwise, what happens is every holiday, if you look out, people are rushing out to Faridabad and Gurgaon to get their liquor because their liquor is far cheaper. So the Delhi Excise Act was supposed to narrow this gap so that people didn't rush out to buy to other states to buy because Delhi was losing revenue. Okay. But what happened is the Delhi shops ended up being so overcrowded that the High Court said that you should not give these discounts to people. So the discounts have all gone. Delhi liquor is still costlier than Haryana, Rajasthan, all the surrounding states. So people still rush to the border to buy and stock up. But of course, you have to stock up within your own limits.
So I'd like to know from our viewers, did you like the video? We'll try to keep on doing more such videos explaining the different kind of laws that we have and how you should know about the laws that are present in the country.